Shame is a self-conscious emotion that makes you think that something is wrong with you all the time. It makes you believe that you are not doing something right, or that you are not worthy to be in a particular place, or you are that person in the room that everybody is paying attention to because something is wrong with you. That is a feeling of shame. So my friends, today I want to talk about shame. Some of the symptoms that we may feel when we are feeling ashamed of ourselves and how to deal with it. Welcome to another episode of True Talk with Margaret. I hope you learned something from today's episode. My friend, try to have a little shame. Or why are you always shy? If these words are familiar to you, then you need to pay attention to this video. Sadly, shame has bottled up a lot of destinies. It has killed so many dreams because of a feeling, a negative feeling that they are unable to deal with or overcome. Guys, I want to talk about two types of shame today. We have the state shame and the trait shame. The state shame is the shame that arises as a response to an event that you are not proud of in your life. For example, if you were walking, in a crowd, or you were in a hall and probably something happened, you slipped and you fell, and maybe some parts of your body became exposed, unintentionally or mistakenly. It is normal for people to feel ashamed, over that kind of incidents. Or for example, you were angry and you started up a fight, and surprisingly, you ended up being beaten up, into a pulp. I mean, even myself, I'll feel ashamed if I start up a fight and I ended up being beaten like that. Everybody will feel ashamed about that, But the trait shame is an internalized kind of shame. It is a shame that arises from too much scrutiny of oneself. It arises from a negative evaluation of yourself. You need to deal with it. You need to overcome it. Because if you carry on with that kind of feeling, if you carry on your life with that kind of shame, is going to continue, hindering you everywhere you go. Imagine being somewhere and you are asked to introduce yourself, and there are important people there that you need for your business connections. There are important people there that can take your career to the next level that you have always dreamt about. And you are asked, given like a minute or two to talk about yourself, or to introduce yourself, or even say what you want. Some people will not be able to speak. They'll start stuttering, They'll just not be able to express themselves because of internalized shame. They feel that if they speak, they might not say the right things. They feel that the people there, they are more than them. They will judge them if they say this, or perhaps they didn't even attend good schools in their head. The schools they attended is not good enough. There's just something always not right about them. And trust me, these things, they are just, only feelings in their head. Nobody is even talking about this thing. Nobody even thinks about this thing the way they are thinking about it. But they carry on. They go about judging themselves, judging everything, every of their own action. They think everything they do is not good enough. They think that what they are wearing is not good enough. Their makeup is not properly done. Their hairstyle doesn't fit them. They are constantly judging everything about them. That is internalized shame. It is a trait shame that you need to deal with. If not, you are going to bottle up your dreams. You are going to put yourself at a standstill for a long time. For some people, they are broke, but shame will not allow them to do the kind of job that is available for them because of what people will say. Why are you constantly thinking about what people will say about you? Why are you constantly thinking about what if I fail when you have not even started something? That is an internalized shame. It is a trait that you must do away with. You haven't started something, but you are already thinking, what if I fail? And you haven't started. Do away with that kind of mentality. It is not going to help you in any way. Some of you, they invite you to occasions, to seminars, to book launch, to beautiful events, life-changing events. They invite you to parties. For some of the ladies, they are even inviting you to weddings, that you may even meet people that will change your life. But no, you will give one kind of flimsy excuse that you don't want to attend this party or you cannot come to this event. You know why? Because you think you don't have the right clothes for the event. You think that the clothes you have enough, they are not new enough, they are not beautiful enough. You cannot afford to go and buy expensive clothes to wear to that place. Put together what you have, make it neat and wear it. It's going to look good on you. You don't have to dress expensive to be accepted by people. Acceptance comes from who you are, your personality. It's not how you look most times. Do you want to be like an expensive baboon? So many people are dressed in all the beautiful garments, they have the nicest hair, but that hair they are wearing is sitting on top of an empty brain. When they open their mouth to speak, you will be so amazed and say, oh my God. So accepting you anywhere does not have to do with whether you are wearing expensive things. It has nothing to do with how expensive your hair or your clothes or your shoes are. Do you appear clean? Just put them together in a clean way. Let them sit well on your body. That is all you need, and have a great personality. When you speak, let people be able to listen and get something from what you are saying. Be able to communicate properly with people. You judge yourself even before you get to where you are going. So when you get there, even when you manage to go, you go and take the back seat, or you go and hide behind somebody. People will not even know that you are in that room. People won't even be opportune to have a conversation with you. You are there, but you are not there because you have judged yourself that you are not good enough to be there. That is what shame, internalized shame, does to people. It makes people take the backstage all the time. They are in the room, but they are not there because they are constantly judging themselves negatively, even when people haven't opened their mouth to say a word to them. They are already judged. Say no to shame. You're going to remain stagnant for a long time if you don't deal with this kind of shame. I mean, for the other kind of shame that arises from, that is the response to an event, to something that happens in our life. I mean, it's okay for you to feel ashamed over something that's happened, to you that you are not proud of, or something you did that you are not proud of, based on how knowledgeable you were at that time. Now that you know better, you are now ashamed. Or even if it wasn't even your making, it just happened and you had no control over it, but it just happened. It's okay to feel ashamed, because we are humans. It's okay to feel ashamed about it, for some time, but you need to get up from it. You need to deal with it. You need to move on from it. You cannot lock up yourself in a bottle, forever, because of something that happened that even other people that saw it or people that witnessed it have long moved on from or even forgotten about. That's the truth about life that many people have not realized. The world is an ever-moving place. People are constantly moving. Sometimes things that you carry in your mind that people remember, they have long forgotten about it because they have their own lives to live. They have their own challenges that they are dealing with. So why do you think that everybody keeps thinking about you? Why do you think that it is your own shame? It is your own actions that people are judging all the time. Why do you think that it is the dress you are wearing, or the shoes you are putting on, or your tie, or your haircut, or your hairdo, or your makeup that people in the party are looking at? Why do you feel that way? Why don't you rise above all these negative feelings and negative emotions and be proud of yourself? I mean, but it's okay to have a little shame, yes, because it is that emotion that, that is a wake-up call for us not to misbehave. It is a wake-up call for us to, to evaluate some of our actions and stay on course. You understand? That's okay. A little shame is okay to have. Have a little shame in every of your actions. It will help you to evaluate yourself and know when you are going astray, or know when you are doing what you are not supposed to do. That's okay. But don't make shame the order of your day. Some of the symptoms of shame, can be when you always feel sensitive. You are in a place, you are with your friends, everything they say, you think and think and think and think so deeply about it. You don't take jokes. You are so sensitive about everything. You feel rejected all the time. You feel like people that you want in your life, they don't want you. That feeling of rejection can just be as a result of shame. You are carrying shame and you don't even know it. Or perhaps you even know it, but you don't know how to deal with it. Shame makes you to withdraw from people. It makes you feel like you are unacceptable. It makes you feel like you are not worthy to belong to a group of people. Shame can also make you feel unappreciated. You feel that people are taking advantage of you all the time. You feel that people are using you all the time. Shame can make someone become a perfectionist because they feel like, no, I have to do this thing well before people will say, nah, it's me that did it and I didn't do it well. I'm always making mistakes. Yes. If you know any perfectionist, try to pay proper attention to that person. That person might just be dealing with shame and he or she might, be living in denial. So sometimes shame makes people want to be a perfectionist at every given opportunity. Why are you stressing yourself all the time? It's okay to be a perfectionist sometimes when necessary, but you must not be a perfectionist all the time. It's going to wear you out. It's going to, stress you out all the time. Shame will make you feel like people are constantly judging you. So if as a person you have some of these feelings that I've mentioned, you need to sit down and, evaluate yourself and say, okay, is this shame that is my problem? Don't allow shame to hinder you. Now that I've talked about some of the symptoms of shame, I want to quickly tell you some of the causes of shame. Or generally speaking, and according to research that has been carried out, shame can be caused in people by ridicule or judgment, constant judgment by their loved ones. If you have somebody you love and you are constantly judging that person, you are constantly ridiculing that person over something, that person is going to end up developing shame, especially children. I mean, researchers have it that parents most times are the cause of shame, for their children, because they openly express disgust, most times in front of the child over an action or over a behavior that they could have simply corrected with love. So when you constantly openly express your disgust over the behavior, or over the look, or over something that child does, you are going to make that child feel shame, and that child is going to carry on with that, sense of constantly judging him or herself. So don't do it if you are a parent. Don't openly express that disgust all the time. Sometimes you need to correct your child with love, because your child is still growing and they are acting out their age. So guys, now that we have known some of the causes of shame, I'd like to quickly tell you how to deal with shame. Simple. Just two ways. Try out these 2 ways and see your life turn around for better. Firstly, you need to write out, identify and label the reason for your shame. Why do you always feel ashamed? Do you feel ashamed because of your looks? Do you feel ashamed because of people? Is it your friends that are making you feel ashamed? Because truly, sometimes we have some friends that are not emotionally intelligent enough to know that what they are constantly doing to us is shaming us or ridiculing us. It may come off as a joke. They always joke about a particular thing, but they wouldn't know that this thing they're always joking about is very sensitive to this person. So you must identify your shame before you be able to deal with it. Write out your shame. Why am I feeling ashamed? Why am I unable to walk on a stage? So the minute you are able to sit and identify your shame and label them, you'll be able to give the proper response to those reasons. You'll be able to address those reasons that are making you feel so ashamed of yourself. Don't forget, sit down, evaluate yourself, identify the reason for your shame. Is your shame as a reason of as a result of an event that happened? Is it a response to an event that happened in your life? Write it down, and then you can begin to take steps to deal with it. Secondly, you need to practice self-compassion. Really, let me tell you, if you don't love yourself, if you don't give yourself a pat on your shoulder, nobody is coming to do it for you the way you will do it to yourself. You must practice self-compassion. You must love yourself. You must take out that. How do you practice self-compassion? It's by sitting down to think positively about yourself. Look at the things that make you love yourself. Look at the things that are unique about you and focus on them. Look at those things that makes you smile. Think about the things that bring happiness to you and focus on them. Don't give yourself negative evaluation of your life all the time. You don't have to do that. I mean, it's okay to have an evaluation of yourself and see where you are going wrong and take the right steps, but don't constantly put yourself under the umbrella of negative evaluation. You must practice self-compassion because you are going through a lot in this life. Things are happening. People are dying. You cry sometimes. You work so hard to earn a living. You work so hard to take care of your children, of your family. So the least you can do for yourself is to show yourself compassion. The least you can do for yourself is to show yourself self-love. Practice self-love. One very good way to practice self-compassion is writing a positive note to yourself. Now take your pen, take your book or your diary, write a good letter to yourself. Imagine that it is someone writing that letter to you. Maybe someone that has even ridiculed you in the past. And write out all the good things about yourself. Praise yourself. Love yourself. Write love letters to yourself. It is a good way to practice self-compassion, and it brings healing from all these untold stories of shame that you cannot even share with anybody. And the beautiful thing is, while labeling your shame or reasons why you feel ashamed, you don't need to share it with anybody. It's just for you to know and work on them. Yes, self-compassion is key. Meditation, positive meditation. When you are alone, try to think and imagine only good things, only beautiful things about yourself. Don't start thinking of all the negative things happening in the world. Don't start thinking of all the negative things that has happened to you. Practice positive meditation. Think of only good things. Think of only the good places you want to go to and how to get there. Think of all the good things that you want to happen to your family. Imagine only positive and only good things. So guys, today I hope you have enjoyed my little chit chat about shame, about how to deal with shame, about the symptoms of shame, the causes of shame, and how shame can affect our lives. So guys, let me know in the comment section If you think there's any other thing that I didn't say or that you would like to add to this little chit chat, do not allow shame to take the best part of you. Deal with whatsoever that is making you to be ashamed of who you are and heal from it. Come out from it. I have faith in you and I know you'll be able to do it.